Hey guys, it's day 68, and I want to have a little discussion about the current situation of the world. This is one of the rarest um, category I ever done on this channel. I usually talk about self-development stuff, but since um, too much is going on at this moment, I have some opinion about it. So, as as we know, today is 29th March, and the No King protest is going on in the United States. So, what is No King protest? Basically, the protest against Trump administration. People, millions of people, pour down the streets to protest. Basically, wants to have Trump out of office and change the regime because Trump is declaring war on Iran. Well, he has declared since 28th of February, as far as I can remember, and now currently is operating a war, literally a war on Iran. Like literally, there is a war happening on a big scale on this planet right now. And is it a good or a bad thing? Now we're gonna get into it. First of all, get into why no king protests happened. It's happened not just because of the war in Iran. It happened because of many reasons, and this is not a new protest. It has been going on for forever. Ever since like Trump go into administration, there are many small to big protests, and the No King protest is the biggest of them all. In the past, oh pardon me, they go down the street because an event triggered when Trump turned USA against its allies by not helping Ukraine, and now is declaring a war on a foreign country, a very dangerous country. And let me tell you about something. Iran is not an easy country. It is very difficult to conquer, very difficult to invade, and it has been training itself for an US invasion forever. Can you imagine you invade a country that has always been preparing itself for exactly that invasion, that battle? Oh man, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of difficulties. I know the US is strong, but the defense is always gonna have more advantage. And they don't have to fly like half the globe to land on a foreign land, the land that they don't know much about. They don't know clearly the terrain, the strategic points, not to that depth of the, of what the IRGC knows. IRGC is Iran's military, Iran's army. Okay, so this no king protest this time it happened because of many reasons. The the as I did research about it earlier. Um, yeah, it's about wait. Okay, let me name something that I knew. First of all, the civil rights, the social, the justice system, the ICE system, ICE, like the deport immigrant stuff, the Epstein file, and obviously the war in Iran is one of the biggest one. People have always been unsatisfied and object against many law enforcement that Trump has over this country. For example, the abortion problem, the women rights, civil rights, social service. What else? I don't live in the U.S., so I don't know for sure. But it's many problem Many people believe that he is pushing right-wing propaganda and idea that he is like close to fascism. He pushed America to be isolated and seem like a crazy country because not only does it isolate itself from the allies like betray itself against NATO. For example, the Trump did many crazy things in the past. Sorry. Like he did try to invade Greenland. I mean, it's so funny. The trial, like just 2 years of his administration, now it's 2026. It has been since 2024. He has been doing so many crazy things, like turn his back against Ukraine, try to invade Greenland, and now try to invade Iran. Like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on? Okay. Um, so no king protest. What is its effect and consequence? Well, first of all, well, it's gonna be very impactful to the way that American people think about the current administration. Like it's gonna influence a lot of moderate people to join the Democrat Party, to be radicalized, and yeah, it will make a lot of people see the truth, see what's happening to their country, and don't blindly follow what their government told them. And I mean, although Trump still has his core fan support base, but it's decreasing. I think now it's just 30 to 40% of the total population, and the rest is opposing against that. So we have the majority against the government right now, and yeah, I mean this protest is good because it's peaceful. Well, I always hope for a peaceful protest, and I always hope for the government to not do anything to the people, like to not oppress or not kill. Let them have their voice, right? Let them have their choice that they want, and basically the people wants, hey, we have enough of this. We're done with your administration. You're doing bad job of direct this country. You mess up the economy. You spend our taxpayer hard-earned tax money for the war that we don't even want. You pushing narrative that is not true. You do this, do that, and this honestly is crazy because I think there's some time in the past, from in the period of 2016 to 2020, Trump did a few good things like build a wall to prevent a wall to prevent immigrants and prevent crime. Yeah, he has a strong solution to some problems. I mean, that's like some good things, but the way he's doing now is it's not in the favor of the American people in general. So I think that's one of the core reasons. It is inevitable that it has to happen. That uh, it has always happened when government is doing a bad job and people want to change, right? And personally, I think, yeah, they deserve better. They deserve a better president, a better government that lean towards human more and learn to, you know, have diplomatic relation and know how to steer direction towards countries instead of just waging war on and on. It's, it's not a good thing. War is never a good thing, and so I think I will dive into the core nature of this war. I did wrote about this to my friend earlier. Let me kind of look back into it now. I think um, okay. So we have yet another generation with a renewed and terrorist-like belligerence. So, this is a vague comment that I see on the internet that's talk about like the generation. Of course, it's not the people's fault, but what the United States government is pushing is making the people look bad, making the America look bad. What I mean is that we're stirring up hatred against the United States through our action. Hatred that will manifest in various ways, including supporting terrorism against US. I'm not saying we aren't, I mean, terrorism against us. I'm not saying that we aren't committing acts of terrorism ourselves. Quite the opposite. We are. This will erase any progress on that front for another generation. So, the world is not going to have any real potential benefit. You only have backlashes. It's one the most obvious thing that will come to mind. Of course, many people that always hate the Iran regime will kind of support this war somehow, but you have to understand a thing that although the regime is bad, but we should aim on changing it from the inside instead of external fraud force, because you always know how it goes when the West intervene in another foreign country with external force like war, like army, like all of that will not end well because they're gonna fight back. They have army, and they're gonna cause a lot of damage to both sides, both civilian infrastructure, all the kind of things. It was never a good thing, no matter how bad the regime. Like, would they or would we attack North Korea because it's bad right now? No, they have nuclear, they have danger, and they're willing to die for their party. So that's why we don't do it. That's why we have to change from the inside. So as I said, many people thought that it will have some kind of benefit, but it doesn't, really doesn't. It is an illusion pushed by the government to make people to basically support the war or to pay tax money for the war, but it's actually is never a good thing. I support regime change in Iran from within. I want a better life for the Iranian people. I want better security for them, autonomy, economic and social freedom. And I don't think we've made any progress on those things. I don't believe that's Trump's intention. I don't believe any of the justifications that he's given for this war. It is illegal and immoral. Yeah, I mean, there's an event um, recently. I mean, a week ago. That seems like one of the U.S. Tomahawk missile falling down on a primary school, killing 130, 50 schoolgirls. That's crazy. I mean, there's gotta be some kind of like terrorism. Why would they bomb a school, right? I don't know whether it's accidental or intentional. Well, I don't think it's intentional. I think it's accidental, but nonetheless, it's still evil. It's still bad, crazy bad, like really, really crazy. Um, okay, to continue that, I think he launched this war for several reasons. This is one of the few reasons here. Where is the most commonly known to distract from the domestic issues such as the economy, unpopular immigrant policies, law breaking, legal problems, and of course the Epstein issue. I think he owes Netanyahu something. Netanyahu is the president of Israel, and I don't know why Israel has such strong influence on the U.S. Many people are saying basically U.S. is like the slave of Israel right now. I don't know if it's true or not, but the way I see it, the U.S. is doing a lot of favor for Israel right now because it has always been Israel aim, Israel goal to change the regime in Iran, and U.S. is doing that for them. U.S. is basically say, hey, don't worry about that, pal. I got you. Now we have a few theories on why Jews have such power over American politics. Maybe they have a lot of people inside, the people that is ethnically Jewish in the government positions, or I don't know, like talking of geopolitics, strategic benefit. Maybe having Israel there as an ally in the Middle East is gonna help them because U.S. has always hated the the countries in the Middle East. The countries that typically host terrorists, like an organization. So to continue, I think he has a war cult. Yeah, war cult. That's what I'm saying here. It's like, yeah, the war has been going on forever, and we just want to, we just want peace. That I don't think that I think that's everyone's opinion that we want peace, right? Even in Japan right now, they're protesting against Takaichi Sanae is the female president of Japan. That she cut a sides with Trump to sign some deals that will make Japan more prone to helping U.S. with war. Now people are very dissatisfied with that, unsatisfied with that, because Japanese people only want peace. They don't want to get involved in another war. That even they don't understand what the goal of that war is about. Okay, and in the past, presidents have often gained more support through war, and I think that's a factor for him. And I think he believes that if he creates chaos and war, he can use it domestically to gain more power and control, perhaps even interfere in elections. And I think that he believes that Iran is an easy target. Nobody really cares about helping Iran. Americans in general wouldn't side with Iran. Well, that's what he believed, right? American wouldn't side with Iran, but actually they are now. They side with Iranian people. Western powers, even if they weren't involved in this war, wouldn't actually oppose Trump. Russia will offer any symbolic help it can, but it can't afford to provide substantial assistance. The same goes for North Korea. China might offer some money and possibly even weapons, but they do so from a distance to protect their economy. So Trump thinks it will be easy and doesn't care about the cost in terms of lives, whether Iranian or American. That's true. He completely doesn't care about losing America's soldiers in foreign land at all. It's like it's, this mindset is like Putin. He doesn't care. Like he has hundreds of thousands of people killed every year. Like I don't know. That's crazy to think about. Like people just become statistic now. You're sacrificing soldiers for an unnecessary war. And because of that war, Iran is closing the Strait of Hormuz, the strait that has 20% of the world's oil export goes through. Is very important strait. Now a lot of ships are stuck there. A lot of gas price in the countries go up, especially Vietnam. It goes up by 50%, which is crazy. We here suffer the most, and I don't even want to go to ride gas bike here because the price is too high already. Like, oh my god, tell me about it. This is what like we feel the effect the strongest. We have the gas price increase, and now Trump trying to say, hey, we have to make the strait open again. But how? How could you possibly do that unless you completely destroy Iran, Iran army and Iran government current government, or else you couldn't do it. They would just close it, or they would fight to their death. You know. Okay, let's. So obviously, the oil, um, the harms. I mean, the stop in oil, the temporary stop in oil export right now is very bad. Obviously, it's a very bad question, and we have to look into the core reason of why it happened. So Iranian is determined to not let the U.S. oil export and most of the world oil goes through, because most of them has a contract with U.S. Maybe Vietnam is one of them. I don't know. Maybe they let China through because China is the enemy of U.S. As well, and China kind of stay neutral. I don't know. So China kind of benefit. I don't know. So I will go into analyze briefly about how strong the Iranian and how that why we shouldn't underestimate them. I read in some articles that for population they have 73 million people. The army is one of the largest in the world. It's one of the strongest in the Middle East as well. Actually, it's the strongest. Is it Egypt or Iran? But it's very strong. It has nuclear capability. It has so many artillery, and it's fighting an unbalanced conventional war. Whereas obviously U.S. is stronger one here, but they're attacking U.S. weak side, attacking U.S. base in various Middle East countries like Oman, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Israel. What I'm trying to say is they know how to attack in the weak points to weaken U.S. gradually. They have the capability to destroy, greatly damage U.S. It's like the Ukraine and Russia problem, where Russia could destroy a huge portion of Russia's artillery, Russia tank, Russia's weapons and humans. When a smaller country is doing much far greater damage to the bigger country, that's when things get bad, dude. Like, you cannot just expect to invade a country and like interfere in the country and trying to demolish their army, which the army has been training itself for this invasion all century, like for a century, dude. Like, this is some crazy stuff, and I don't think in the long term the US is gonna be able to achieve its goal, its strategic, or I just think that Trump likes war. I just think that the administration wants something to stir up the atmosphere. That I don't even know like what is there to earn. Like, it's just disaster after disaster. So that's my honest opinion about it. I'm dying to know what you think about it, and thank you for watching this video. I hope things gonna get better, and probably not soon, but eventually it will get better. So let's be positive about the future. Peace out.